Like and subscribe right now, or you're gonna have terrible luck for the next week.
We may be the most dominant species on Earth, but we're far from being head and shoulders above our animal friends, especially in muscular stature. In fact, we can even be considered quite a bit frailer than some animals. Which animals? Well, here are 10 animals more muscular than humans. Number 10. Gorillas. Let's start this list off with the obvious. With arms and biceps that even the best bodybuilders would be envious of, the gorilla is buff. But they have large bellies, I hear you exclaim. Well, they may have big bellies, but in them lies the secret to their strength and musculature. The gorilla's mighty guns can easily tear down banana trees. These primates have even been known to bend steel bars in order to escape their cages. And while even the strongest of powerlifters struggle to bench 1,000 pounds, a silverback gorilla can do 4,000 pounds without even breaking a sweat. Gorillas are omnivores, meaning they eat both plants and animals. However, they primarily feed on vegetation, and most of their protein only comes from eating insects such as termites. So how are they able to build such muscle strength? The answer is in their big bellies. In order to efficiently digest plant fibers, especially the notoriously hard to digest cellulose, gorillas have evolved an extra long digestive tract, and inside this digestive tract are millions of tiny bacteria whose only purpose is to break down cellulose. Number 9. Kangaroos. When it comes to marsupials, nothing is bigger and more muscular than the kangaroo. The largest males can measure more than 6 feet tall and weigh around 200 pounds of pure lean muscle. Known for their unique way of getting around, you would think that their legs contain most of their muscle, but you would be wrong. It's actually their tails. The tail is packed with muscle and is often considered as the animal's fifth limb. In fact, the tail is strong enough to support the entire weight of the animal all by itself. The tail is also used to propel the kangaroo while doing its very unique walk. Next to their tails are their massive shoulders. Those front legs might look tiny, but as they are attached to the animal's shoulders, they make for excellent swimmers. In fact, some kangaroos have even been known to drown would-be predators. They do this by using their powerful front legs to force the predator's head underwater. And of course, we can't forget about their legs, who aren't only packed with muscle, but also elastic tendons that act like springs, which can store energy, allowing the animal to hop around at a top speed of 20 kilometers per hour. Number 8. Double-muscled pigs. Key to creating the double-muscled pigs is a mutation in the myostatin gene, or MSTN. MSTN inhibits the growth of muscle cells, keeping muscle size in check. But in some cattle, dogs, and humans, MSTN is disrupted and the muscle cells proliferate, creating an abnormal bulk of muscle fibers. To be exact, the process that they use is gene editing, which compared to regular gene modification, only disables a single gene from an animal's DNA. This method, scientists hope, would find more public favor and open the way for genetically modified food to reach the markets. Number 7. The Belgian Blue. While double-muscled pigs were brought about by genetic editing, these double-muscled cattle were developed by a good old-fashioned crossbreeding. Despite being different in how they were developed, both animals came to be so buff because of the inhibition of the myostatin gene, which, as we've discussed, limits the growth of muscle tissue. With this in check, these animals grow muscles upon muscles. Inhibition of this gene also results in the reduction of internal and superficial fats. Belgian Blues were specifically bred to beef up milk and meat production and not as pack animals. So as far as we know, those muscles are only good for lean pieces of steak. Number 6. African bush elephants. The African bush elephant is currently the largest land mammal on Earth. Adults reach up to 24 feet in length and 13 feet in height and weigh up to 11 tons. As herbivores, they spend much of their days foraging and eating grass, leaves, bark, fruit, and a variety of foliage. They need to eat about 350 pounds of vegetation every day, and all that vegetation gets turned into a lot of muscle. They don't look like it though, as all that muscle is covered by gray, wrinkly skin. But make no mistake, these animals marsupials are powerhouses of the animal kingdom. They can carry up to 20,000 pounds and not even break a sweat. But the most muscular part of the elephant's body is its trunk. This strong appendage contains over 40,000 muscles and tendons, giving it amazing dexterity and the strength to lift up to 400 pounds at once. At the same time, the trunk can carefully and safely manipulate extremely small objects using the two finger-like projections at its tip. Number 5. The grizzly bear. Like with most animals on this list, it's hard to picture the mighty grizzly bear as a buffed-up musclehead. And that's because of two things. It's covered in fur and their proclivity to put on a thick layer of fat before hibernating for the winter. While they do really have to fatten up before winter, that doesn't lessen its muscle mass at all. The fat just forms on top of them, that's all. These massive brown-haired predators have a reputation as one of nature's most formidable killing machines. Standing up to 8 feet tall and weighing 800 pounds, these fierce mammals have captivated and frightened humans for centuries. On average, a normal-sized grizzly can carry 0.8 times their own body weight. Now, that may not seem much to you, but if you consider that an average male grizzly weighs 400 pounds, that translates into it being able to carry more than 1,100 pounds easily. And they have to be strong, or else it would be a bit difficult to take down a full-grown moose, one of their favorite foods. In fact, grizzlies are so strong that if they choose to, they are able to climb trees. Number 4. The muskox. Musk oxen are a rugged group of hooved, hairy animals more closely related to goats and sheep than any other species. Even oxen, it has evolved to survive in the brutal conditions of the Arctic tundra. They can be found in the frigid regions of North America and Greenland. And although the musk ox was wiped out of Europe and Alaska due to overhunting, they have been successfully reintroduced since then. These animals spend their days charging, kicking, and headbutting the fellow members of their herd. They do this to establish dominance and mating privileges. And ask any athlete, if you spend your days mostly fighting for dominance, you need to be in serious shape. They have seriously strong neck muscles, preventing their vertebra from snapping like twigs when ramming heads at full speed. They also have protective pocket of air between the brain and skull that keeps these two vital parts of their anatomy from coming into concussive contact, preventing any serious damage to the animal's cerebrum. Number 3. Draft horses. There are quite a few breeds of draft horses, which includes Clydesdales, Belgians, Brabants, Percherons, and the Suffolk Punch. They all have one thing in common though. They are all big, muscular animals bred for big jobs that require a powerful animal. They were invaluable in the 19th century when industrialization went hand in hand with the need to haul logs, beer, and newer, larger farm implements. The early 20th century saw the rise of draft horse pulling contests, mostly at agricultural fairs, which continue today and have helped scientifically nail down just how strong these creatures really are. And all that power comes from muscle, 1,800 pounds of muscle on average, but there are exceptional ones who grew much larger.
Now it's time for today's best pick.
Today's best pick is the animal that most resembles a human on this list. Number 2. Chimpanzees. Chimps don't look like brawny, intimidating creatures. That's probably because of their innocent-looking faces and the fact that their bodies are covered in fur, hiding a highly muscular body. But if, like the chimp in the photo, somehow manage to lose all that hair, you'll immediately see why you generally won't be able to defend yourself when a chimp suddenly decides to maul you. Pound for pound, we still have more muscle mass than chimps, but what makes them stronger than us? Well, we may have more muscle tissue, but they have more of the muscle tissue that counts. Chimps possess about twice the amount of fast-twitch muscle fiber. This type of fiber contracts quickly and is useful for rapid movements such as sprinting. But fast-twitch fibers have a downside. They quickly tire. By contrast, corresponding human muscles are dominated by slow-twitch muscle fibers, which contract more slowly but keep going for longer. They are useful for activities that require endurance.
Before we move on, I've got a little challenge for you that'll take 5 seconds to complete. So here's the deal. You just leave a like on this video, smash that subscribe button and hit the notification bell, and you will get 25 years of amazing luck. Try it, it really works.
Number 1. Giraffes. Yes, Melman isn't as spindly and as goofy as it appears. As it turns out, these guys are pretty buff, mostly on their necks, but still buff. Giraffes are the tallest mammals in the world and are best known for the length of their necks, which is hypothesized to have evolved in order to provide a giraffe a competitive advantage in accessing the elevated foliage of trees. The giraffe's neck requires a complicated internal anatomy that consists of many specialized systems that have evolved in order to maintain it. The giraffe's neck is 6 feet long and contains 7 vertebrae, each one more than 10 inches long. The neck muscles of the giraffe weigh about 600 pounds, and at the base of the neck, the vertebrae have spines that project upward, and these serve to support the neck muscles as they keep the giraffe's head aloft. Holding all that weight is a set of 4 deceivingly spindly legs. But while these legs lack muscle mass, they more than make up for it in sheer strength. Not only could they withstand the giraffe's full body weight, a giraffe can also generate so much force when kicking that they have been known to decapitate lions. Which of these muscular animals surprised you the most? Let us know down in the comment section below. While you're at it, go ahead and smash that subscribe button as well as the notification bell. That way you get notified every time we upload new and amazing content just like this. Again, thanks for watching and see you on the next video.